Madame Blanchet-Lamothe.
Merci.
Am I close?
Alors, je suis contente d'être.
Thank you. I'm glad to be with you today. Thank you for your welcome. I'll ask my questions right away. First of all, the choice of the words in the bill. For example, when we talk about an offense, are we also talking about neglect? Because that is also common enough with seniors. For example, a person who voluntarily neglects to provide appropriate care, basic hygiene for a senior. Is that included in the offense, in the term offense? Had a significant impact. If I can find the name. The National Seniors Council says there's a lack of clarity in the definition of violence against seniors. So is it possible, with a word like significant impact, to really see if the action has a significant impact or not on the person's life? And other terms that are of concern to me, you provide examples. For example, health and financial situation. Why did you stop at 2? Why not more? Why only include 2? Please understand, it's not that I want to criticize the bill, but I want to have more information to justify exactly the terms that are used. We could have also talked about the place of residence. We know that seniors who don't have a home or who depend on someone else for their home, well, that's a factor in their vulnerability. Access to information as well, that can be a factor. That can increase vulnerability. So it's a very broad question, but I'd like to hear your comments on why these words were chosen. And do you think these words in this bill give the necessary teeth for the act to focus on elder abuse?
My comment said that this is part of a larger approach. It's not the whole approach. I've been mentioning, of course, the changes in the White Collar Crime Act, those specific sections, but those aren't the only sections that address some of the issues that you have raised. You indicated that how about neglect? How about people who aren't getting some of the necessities of life? There are provisions within the criminal code. Section 215, I believe, of the criminal code has an 18-month maximum sentence under summary conviction, or I believe 5 years under an indictable offense for people who do not provide the necessities of life, who are in a position that they're supposed to be caring for somebody or assisting somebody and either withholding those necessities of life. And so, again, you say, why do we do it here? Well, in this particular section, this deals with the grocery list of aggravating factors that we ask the courts to take into effect when they're sentencing an individual, but they're not the only provisions. Again, with respect to your specific question on the necessities of life, have a look at Section 215, and I think you'll see that that addresses a number of the areas that you indicated. So why do we do it here? Well, over the years, this is the section of the criminal code that has been modified to take into consideration the priorities that Canadians have and to where we think specific mention should be made. That being said, it doesn't mean that these things were ignored in the past, or no, it doesn't mean that at all, but they're saying these are a reflection of our priorities. But they're not the only ones. And again, I would refer you to Section 215 and indeed the sections with respect to white-collar crime. They're specific to the various ways that people get taken advantage of.
Merci, je vais aller voir.
Thank you. I'll go look at that with great interest. Now I'd like to talk about the title of the bill, Protecting Canada's Seniors Act. As you said, this bill does not protect elderly people. It's one measure that allows us to focus on specific crimes that are more serious because of age or the person's condition. So why call it Protecting Canada's Seniors Act? Wouldn't there be another word that would have been more appropriate to reflect what this bill is really seeking to do? It's an important bill, but it could be called something else. We have to call it spade a spade.
and to send that message out that this kind of behavior, the abuse of seniors, is unacceptable. And part of the job that we have as legislators by publicizing and talking about we are better protecting our seniors. And so we hope this acts as a deterrence. It certainly provides denunciation for people who commit this kind of crime. But by putting it and listing it as part of the aggravating factors, we send out the message that the abuse of seniors in this country is inappropriate. And so I think it's very appropriate and correct to call it protecting Canada's seniors. And so, again, I hope that it continues to have your support.
Thank you. Mr. Albus.